Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I want to do a comprehensive recap of the Super Bowl and the Cincinnati Bengals season, and I am going to cover A to Z. Why? Because it's topic A, and I feel very knowledgeable of everything relating to the game and the Super Bowl. And you know what? I watched it myself. So I don't need any commentators to tell me what I saw when I saw it for myself. I want to first congratulate the Cincinnati Bengals on a wonderful year, because it is true that we never expected to get to the Super Bowl, and the fact that we were 10-7 and made it to the Super Bowl. But having beat the Titans and the Chiefs on the road, we surely began to think, and I predicted that we would beat the Rams on a road game. And you know what? It cracked me up during the whole broadcast last night. They never stressed at all, did they, that we were playing the Rams on their home turf. Their home turf. But the bottom line is the Bengals had a great season. Now, I want to say this. Those people that say, well, we'll be back. We'll be back. And let's face it, on paper, which, by the way, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan too. Let me tell you about on paper, okay? We've been on paper for 20 freaking years with the Dallas Cowboys. Is this, you look at this team and you have to think to yourself, they got cap space, they bring in an offensive line, draft offensive linemen, give Joe Burrow an offensive line. Wow, they're going to be set. Well, you know what? Patrick Mahomes has only won one Super Bowl. And he was supposed to be the cat's meow. He didn't make it back this year. They thought they would. By the way, the Bills and the Chiefs are already picked 1 and 2 to make it to the Super Bowl. The Bills are a strong team. You never know who gets hurt. You never know who leaves. Dan Marino, which is the greatest example of all time, made it to the Super Bowl his rookie year and never made it back again. And he played with Don Shula and a lot of good Miami Dolphin teams. So it was a missed opportunity. I want to cover some more. The coach. You know what? The coach grew on me. However, in my personal opinion, he made some mistakes. And you know what? You've got to stay in the game all the way through. Here's what I think his mistakes were. In the end of that game, in my opinion, on third down, our runner advanced the ball. If you look at that, I could not believe there wasn't a challenge on the spot. I couldn't believe it, because it clearly, I thought the ball was there. Number two, the second, when you got 2nd and 1, and first things first, you just want to get in field goal position for your 14 out of 14 playoff record-tying Vinatieri kicker. You got it 2nd and 1, don't mess around. You throw that deep ball, all of a sudden it's 3rd and 1, and things get tight. 2nd and 1, they should have threw a slant or ran the ball on 2nd and 1. You just can't take for granted you're going to get that first down. So in my opinion, you're on the 50-yard line, 2nd and 1, and you don't advance the ball 10 more yards for a super long field goal. And guess what, folks? When you're playing in an indoor stadium like that, you know what? Field goals, you can make them from a long distance. There's no wind. So I really do think they did some bad play calling at the end. Joe Burrow, you got to love Joe Burrow. At the same time, he missed a few calls, but you know what? Joe Burrow tweeting out, "I'm sorry, we didn't get it done," is just awesome. Typical Joe Burrow. And you know what? We have a franchise quarterback in Joe Burrow. And to get sacked, a record-tying time, although I think that ought to be a sack at the end of the game, considered a sack 8. Tied Roger Staubach, Super Bowl 10, with 7 sacks. I mean, you got to protect the guy. But you also got to make the play calling, the same way. Our defense. Man, our defense is out of, you can't ask any more of that freaking defense. Nothing. I'm going to tell you about the referees. This is what the referees did wrong. We all know Higgins pushed aside Ramsey. They didn't call it. Guess what? Our field goal, our first score, a third down play, Ramsey was pulling on Higgins. No call. So you can't have the referees not calling any ticky-tack, pass interferences the whole game. Why? Because the defensive players are playing accordingly. All those guys playing defense are like, hey, they're not going to call anything. We're going to battle for the ball. And guess what? They're calling it both ways. The refs are just letting it go. That call on, and don't tell me the refs didn't blow the game. Folks, it's everything. Sure, the Bengals could have done X, Y, and Z different. But you're not going to tell me that third down call on Jordan Wilson on that play was BS. He did not pass interference. That guy, his hands were on him. He wasn't pulling or touching. He was just feeling him. Knocks it down. That would have been 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. Ball game. They called that ticky-tack thing. It's awful. Now, let's talk about the NFL. Folks, the NFL wanted the Rams to win that game. And you know what? You could tell by all the experts before the game and the Rams. I think the Rams thought they were just going to go clean the Bengals clock. And when that didn't happen, well, the refs got to step in. There is no question in my mind the NFL wanted the Rams to win. What did Roger Goodell? Roger Goodell went to that microphone, did not say one word about the Cincinnati Bengals. And what did he do? He says, boy, you're this great owner. You brought this team to L.A. You got this great stadium. You got these great coaches. You got these great players. And now you've won the Super Bowl. Jerry Jones, the owner of Dallas Cowboys, said he wanted the Rams to win. Not just because he's NFC. I'm telling you, Jerry Jones, like Kraft, there are some owners that are in the club car with the NFL. The NFL wanted the Rams to win that Super Bowl. The Bengals got no freaking respect, get no freaking respect on the national stage, despite Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the rest of them. Now, the future looks bright, but you never know. Got to comment some more about the halftime show. Oh, by the way, the NFL owners do not like Mike Brown. They see Mike Brown as a dinosaur. So just to let you know, they don't like Mike Brown. But you know what? The halftime show, just to let you know, I'm hip, you know. I like California's my favorite workout song, you know, all that. Eminem, I like that song he played and everything else. I get it, the LA thing. But it just showed, in my opinion, the disconnect between Hollywood, L.A., the movie stars that were out. And by the way, did you see any of those movie stars with a mask on? No. All those famous people, no masks. Double standards. But the bottom line is they screwed up the country music singer on the Jumbotron. They mixed it up with the girl that did the America the Beautiful. By the way, the singing was out of this world. National anthem was great. No player kneeled during the national anthem. Of course, Eminem had to kneel during the halftime show. Big deal. There was no flag or national anthem being. I thought he was just praying. The commercials, I thought the commercials were kind of weird. I didn't think there was anything great about the commercials. Man, the amount of money they pay is unfreaking believable. But ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, they wanted, by the way, Matt Stafford's a good guy. And we all know Wentworth's a good guy. But boy, they wanted the L.A. Matt Stafford happy ending. And how about Chris Collinsworth? He led the charge with that. This drive will be the drive that I will always remember more than any other drive, blah, 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 blah. Chris Collinsworth, Hollywood big time. Where's Boomer when you need him? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, our Cincinnati Bengals don't get any respect on the national stage. We are stepchildren. It's just the way it is. We have to break through next year or the year after or whenever. It looks promising, but you never know. That missed opportunity may not come for another 30 years. You don't think Boomer and his guys didn't think they could go back? I guarantee you they did, and they didn't. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Who day?